First of all, when did you hear about it? And when you heard about it, what ran through your mind?
Well, I heard about it this morning through a friend, and when I heard about it, I was devastated, very devastated. I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it.
Why? What's so shocking?
Biggie Smalls. It's just, I don't believe it. From Tupac death, and now Biggie Smalls just don't match up.
Is there, as far as you guys are aware, a rivalry between West Coast and East Coast rappers?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be surprised if this is payback?
Payback.
Tell me a little bit about him and his contribution to the community. Biggie.
Well, he came from a long way. He came from the streets. Now he's famous. He's a rapper now. He changed up a lot. So his life has changed, you know. And his life was in shambles before he even got killed. So now it's just unbelievable.
Is it shocking to you that, I mean, his big album was Ready to Die, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you find that ironic that was the name of his album and now he's...
Yeah, now he's dead. I still don't believe it. It's a shock.
You guys, was he big in the community? Did you see him walking around?
Everybody respect Big. Everybody like Big. Everybody like him. You know, his music is very extraordinary.
You're a fan?
Yeah, definitely.
What did he write about? What did he talk about? What?
Anything that happened in his life, what was going on in the streets. He kept it real, just like he said. He kept it real. You know, he kept everything real.
Let me talk to Ray. Stay there, Ray. Watch your right foot there, bro. There we go. You good? Can you believe it? He's not here.
I still don't believe it.
He was here yesterday. He's not here today.
Yeah, I still don't believe it. It shouldn't have happened that way.
What runs through your mind about why he's dead or how he died?
Industry problems, East Coast, West Coast thing, rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Between him and Tupac and the West Coast. Shouldn't be that way.
What kind of music contribution did he provide to Bedford-Stuyvesant? He's a local guy, makes good.
Yeah, he talked about life on the streets, you know what I'm saying, how he came a long way from being a thug to being basically a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? Businessman. He's in the industry now, you know what I'm saying? He had an article in the Source talking about how he want people to look at him as a businessman. He's a father. You know what I'm saying?
Ready to Die was the name of his album.
Yeah.
Do you think that he was? Or did he have a long future ahead of him?
He had a long future ahead of him. He had every potential.
What happens from here?
What happens from here? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in the industry.
Is there more danger to rap artists, both West Coast and East Coast, who should be looking over their shoulder?
They should look at this as a lesson, you know what I'm saying?
Second lesson.
No
Mickey D.
Thanks, guy.
Basically doing my life.
Is he one of the more influential ones that you think? Did he go by Notorious or did he go by Biggie? Or both? Both. Well, on his album, Ready to Die, what was it?
Coming out.
Life After Death.
Life After Death.
This is spooky. So you only had 2 albums? That was the first one?
The first one was Ready to Die.
Ready to Die. And the second one is Life After Death. You think sales of that are going to go through the roof?
Hanging out in the car. Somebody opened fire and took off. The cops picked him up, rushed him to the hospital.
Was he by himself?
He was. No one else got him. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. I mean, someone, I don't know if he was working on something all night because he got shot. No one else got hit.
Talk about his experiences on the street. Okay. I know that he experienced drugs. Did he mention that in his songs as well?
Yeah, he hustled.
Son and a daughter. But his neighborhood is down that way? What is it? Fulton?
St. James.
Are there some record stores
Right over.
Straight down Gates
Right over.
Yeah, when James went to the Bank of New York.
You first heard about it from me, right? Surprise, shocking, what runs through your mind?
I don't know. I mean, shocking. I mean, if you went to the news, I wouldn't believe.
The name of his first album was Give Me Death, I think it was, and the name of his new album is called Life After Death. Pretty ironic, huh?
Yeah.
You listen to his music?
Oh, yeah. I listen to some of his music.
What did he talk about? What kind of a message did he portray? I know that he came up on the street.
Yeah, well, I guess, like,
from my own perspective, some of his message was how he was able to grow out of his the hard life of the ghetto and make it in the music industry as one of the biggest rappers around.
How ironic do you find it that he lived about talking on the street and now he literally died on the street?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's the reality of our society nowadays. I mean, we live in the street and we die in the street. So.
Okay, thank you. Jimmy Charles?
Yeah, Jimmy Charles.
You live here? Yeah. Who's your friend?
That's...
What's your name?
I'm Joel Pierre.
Joel, spell your last name, Joel. Pierre?
Pierre.
P-I-E-R-R-E.
Yeah.
And you live here in Clinton Hill?
Yeah.
Your reaction when you heard, you're a newsman, you probably heard sooner than other people.
I heard at the supermarket this morning, you know, and I heard two guys talking about it. And I said, wow, is that true? And then I said, yeah, I got shot this morning. I said, man. And then I asked somebody else at the supermarket, and the guy said, yeah, you heard it on the radio.
You couldn't believe it?
I couldn't believe it.
Why not? I mean, here's a guy that you used to see walking the streets here?
Well, I see after Tupac, you know, I said, damn, another one's gone again. I said, well, I said, niggas dropping like flies, you know?
There's talk, there's speculation that Tupac West Coast, Notorious B.I.G. East Coast, that there's a rivalry, a feud between the two, and that this was payback for what happened to Tupac. Have you heard anything like that on the street?
Yeah, actually, you know, I heard that from a couple girls. You know, young girls, you know, they were talking about it, you know, last night, you know, actually. And then this morning they couldn't believe it.
Right.
And I was like,
okay.
Yeah, that's what might be happening, you know, or something like that. But I never thought about it, you know, that
it could happen.
That it could happen, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joel Pierre?
Yeah.
Joel, pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Stay there. How long you been living in this section of Brooklyn?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. And you work for the 18th?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a photo editor.
Oh, you really? Yeah. Oh, that's good. Keep you busy.
Yeah.
Artist? Spell it.
A-R-T-I-S.
A-R-T-I-S. Look at me, don't look at her. Where were you when you heard? And what ran through your mind when you heard?
I was in the house when I heard it. My brother called me, told me Big got killed. I ain't know what to say.
Did you believe it when you heard it?
I ain't even believe it.
What'd you tell your brother?
I couldn't believe it. I told him he was lying. I couldn't believe that.
I keep hearing the rumor that this is East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
Is there truth to that?
It is. It is.
It is?
It is. It only is supposed to be like this. You know, it's just, everything just messed up.
Tell me about what kind of guy we're talking about.
Big? Yeah. He's a nice guy. He ain't nothing wrong. He ain't no criminal or nothing. He nice. He a nice guy.
Somebody told me his next album coming out is called
March
Life After
25th,
Death.
Life After Death.
How ironic do you find that?
It's good. I heard the whole album already. It's nice.
Can you imagine that that's the name of his album and now he's dead?
Yeah.
What's your partner's name?
June Dog. Billy.
Billy. Joe Torres. What's your last name?
Brown.
Billy Brown. I saw you shaking your head. I mean, this upsets you.
It's ironic, man, you know, because, I came home this morning, a friend of mine called my house, you know, like 7, 8 o'clock, told me Biggie just got killed, and, you know, I couldn't believe it, you know, because Biggie, I mean, come on now, that's like Brooklyn finest, you know? I mean, Big is like Brooklyn. When you say Big and Smalls, you're saying Brooklyn, so, you know, when we hear from Brooklyn, and we like, you know, the representative of Brooklyn, he just gone just like that, I mean.
That's my next question. How painful is this to Brooklyn?
It's hurting right now, man. For real, it's really hurting. I mean, I can imagine how people from LA felt now, you know, when Tupac got murdered, you know, so. I mean, we still got a couple of, you know, Brooklyn representatives, but I mean, Big was like, you know, the ultimate Brooklyn, the whole borough, you know.
Okay.
Everything he did was for the borough of Brooklyn, and, you know, he even said it, everything, you know, so.
So this hurts.
Painful, man, for real, really painful.
Thanks, guys. Billy Brown?
Billy Brown.
Walk up to him and say hi.
You see him in the street, you're like, yo, what up, Big? What's going on? You know, how's everything? You're like, yo, what up?
not Big, Chris.
You know, come up to him like this, you know.
Right.
Giving everybody love and all that,
he was fine with it.
Yeah.
He was good with it.
He had to write about the streets. That's what you call it, keeping it real, you know. Coming from the streets, you might as well write about the streets.
Have you heard about this East Coast, West Coast feud?
Yeah, man, it don't make no sense. But I think all that is just to sell records, you know. Yeah, to sell records. You know, so from that, life after death, ready to die. All right,
yeah, you know, chills just to think about that. Ready to die, and now he's only 24, right? Married, kids, brother?
kids too. Two kids. Oh, that's good.
And you lived in Teaneck, you moved to Teaneck.
Drop by the road.
I just heard right now, as I'm speaking to you, this is devastating.
Why so?
Because he spoke of the urban language, the urban, what happened here. You know, what happens here in our everyday. He told everybody exactly how it is and exactly how we feel from the heart.
He was Brooklyn, somebody said to me.
Brooklyn, no doubt. All heart Brooklyn. This is my hometown. This is where I was brought up and raised. This is who I am.
How painful for you to hear this then this morning?
Devastating.
Don't do that, guy. Thank you.
It's devastating. I mean, everybody here is Biggie. He tells everybody what they do, what to do to survive. Some people can't get a job, can't just get out there and do what they got to do. Biggie let people know, you got to do it this way, or no way at all.
How painful a loss then not to have his voice around here anymore.
That's just as painful as Tupac. I don't care if people hated him. I love Tupac too, just as a person. These were people, as you and I. Only we had different lives, different brought up, different things, different upbringings.
One guy told me that they feel the West Coast pain that much more now after experiencing the loss of
See,
Biggie.
I can't reflect on the West Coast's problems. That's the personal
I kept
thing.
hearing West Coast, East Coast. This
See,
is a
no,
feud.
but I'm a East Coaster. I've been born and raised in New York. I don't care what they did. We always talked about who we were as people. East Coast, West Coast, I don't care what it was. It was hitting the home. They told you what happened in your everyday. Waking up, getting yelled by your mother. You gotta get the hell up to go to sleep. You know, all of those little idiosyncrasies that we grew up in our lives in school, we made us as black people. And Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac and everybody of that aura took care of that. They let people know who we were as people and what we had to endure. No, I don't care if you East Coast, West Coast, I don't care. My heart goes out to the East Coast, to the West Coast. It goes out. Goes out.
Stay close, hold on. How long, you lived, born and raised here all your life?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not born and raised in Queens. I love Brooklyn. I'm born in Queens, but I love Brooklyn to my heart and soul.
He used to walk the streets. People here say Biggie Smalls was not only a part of this community, but also a representative for the community, explaining through his words and music what life was all about here on the streets of Brooklyn.
I would say that this is probably a double shock for the music industry. I think people have still to work through the loss of Tupac Shakur, which happened in September, and now here it is March, almost, 5 months later, almost to the day, and we're dealing with another significant and major loss in the rap industry. And so therefore, the feelings that they may have experienced with Tupac and that loss is only coming up once again in dealing with the current news.
Dr. Rab mentioned meditation. He talked about finding something to focus on. You mentioned talking it out, that it's important to share your feelings. Anything else that you can tell our listeners that they can do to deal with their feelings of shock or grief or anger?
Well, I think it's important to know what they may be experiencing in terms of emotionally. And you're right, based on what I've said, sort of a shock, disbelief, numbness, confusion, sort of anxiety. Over the days, they may experience absent-mindedness. You know, they realize that it was 2 o'clock one moment ago, and now all of a sudden it's 6 o'clock. Sort of a restlessness, crying, fatigue, loss of appetite or increase of appetite, sleep disruptions, a lot of physical symptoms, anger, guilt, depression, and basically the list goes on. Reactions that I've just shared with you. And so therefore, if they begin to experience these feelings today or the weeks to come, being able to do something in a healthy way of coping with this loss. And like I said, talking to others about it is over that subsequent 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, you know, you feel like you're kind of on vacation from certain good behaviors, and, you know, you go and this is the time to go and, you know, eat something bad or treat yourself to something bad so that you can feel better.
It's a normal reaction to pain or discouragement to do something, and usually we do the wrong thing. We should never, you know, always try to find some good in whatever. And, you know, maybe it's difficult to find something good at this point, but that's what keeps us going. If we react negatively to everything that happens, then we're destroying ourselves also. So we must go on from this. There's going to be a loss. The loss is going to be greater to the family, of course, than to others. In time, it will pass. This too shall pass. We don't forget about people, but we still have to remember them in a nice way and continue our lives. If you respond to it in a manner of just doing things that are harmful to you, you know, with the feeling that what difference does it make, then we're all going to lose. You see, even in chaotic times, someone has to maintain a semblance of sanity, or chaos will rule the day.
And that's why I think we really have to focus on peace. I mean,
Yes.
we have to take this loss, you know, and feel the pain, but at the same time, we have to focus on peace and unity, as difficult as it may be. You know, like I said earlier, if you weren't there, you don't know exactly what happened,
Right.
and you don't know what all the repercussions and consequences are. And even when you hear talk radio, like the caller earlier said, and they make you mad because they're stereotyping and they're being disrespectful, and they're talking about a loss in our community in a way that we would never talk about a loss in anybody else's community. We need to stay focused on positivity and peace and unity, because that's really what, you know, that's the only positive thing that I could see coming out of losing 2 such talented people within 6 months of each other.
Yes, and we must have unity in the community, and I'm speaking of not only the local, but the world community. We've got to work on unity. This is the only way we're going to survive.
Okay, I want to take some phone calls. Of course, you know, today's show focusing on health. We have gone to the extreme here with the death of Biggie Smalls. So want to let you speak your mind like we always do. Street Science, you're on the air with Dominique. It's your turn.
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
My name is John. How are you doing, Dominique?
I'm fine. How are you, John?
I'm okay.
What's going on?
First and foremost, I'd like to send my condolences out to Biggie and his family.
Yes.
And I appreciate you all being there for us in California as an outreach.
Thank you.
And I have a question for Dr. Shaw.
Okay.
In 1990, I went over to Desert Storm. This is a question for Dr. Shaw first. Lost my grandmother the day before we left, and it seems like every day, every morning I wake up, every night I lay down and I think about her. And I was raised by my grandmother, and I wasn't able to go to her funeral before I had left, and that hurt me really bad, and every day I think about it. And I'm just wondering what she thinks that I should do to help me get over this.
Okay. And I can hear through the phone that you are still experiencing the pain of the loss. One of the things that you may have to do, and this is not that you're dealing with this or not, but oftentimes when we can attend someone's funeral as a result of issues and means out of our control, sometimes there's a feeling of guilt or shame or embarrassment and feeling that, you know, I've done something wrong. I should have been there. This is the person who raised me, who I was brought up with. And I don't know if you've been feeling any of those experiences of shame or guilt, but it's going to be important if you are to sort of let go of those feelings as well. I think also it's important to, if you haven't yet, one of the things I encourage a lot of clients to do after experiencing the loss, and if they didn't have an opportunity to talk with that person or see that person before they're going away, I encourage them to write a letter to what it is they would have said during that last meeting or that last time of seeing that person, sort of as a means of letting go and releasing themselves.
Okay.
And then finally, it's going to come to a point of acceptance for you. And what I mean by that, you never really get over the loss of your grandmother, because that individual has been a part of us and will always be a part of us. But there does come a point where we have to move forward. And I strongly believe within any loss, that's what the person going away would want the individuals in their lives, the significant loss of your grandmother. Then usually as time goes by, it's not as severe as it may have once been. But seeing as though this has been about 7 years almost,
yes.
or 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. One of my recommendations is some counseling at this point. If it is still as traumatic as you're saying in terms of not being able to sleep at night. And again, that could be because you weren't allowed the opportunity to go through the normal grieving process. You went from dealing with the loss to a point in time.
Okay.
And if that's the case, I can give you my private practice number, because in fact this week I'll be doing a grief and loss session at a local church in the Inglewood area. And I would certainly welcome you to come out, because we're going to be talking about the various stages of grief and loss and how to move.
For bringing that up, I think that's really appropriate for a lot of people to come together to be able to pray, and also to be able to find out, you know, different ways of dealing with grief and loss, because there are, you know, actual techniques, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just, you're not alone out there. Street Science, you're on the air with Dominique. Free your mind.
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
Dominique?
Yes, who is this?
Hi, my name is Arlene.
Hi, Arlene.
I have a question for the NP, or actually a statement. With all condolences going out to Biggie and his family, people are motivated by two factors, either love or fear. Okay, and fear moves more greater oftentimes than love. In regards to what the NP was speaking on, I was a mother and I breastfed for several years. I work at a holistic health clinic that's here in the city, and we have lots of children coming in these days who have to be vaccinated. We know by working with the health clinic that there are other means of getting over those periods, that the doctors just say, you must go, you must bring your children in for vaccinations, and people just, without knowing, literally take their children in to be vaccinated. And what that does, I believe, is set up, you know, the breakdown factor.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Great.
It's Andre, calling from Inglewood. Respect and condolences goes out to Notorious B.I.G's family. Rest in peace, Notorious B.I.G. Bad Boy Records, Faith Evans, and most importantly to his children who really never got a chance to know their father. It's going to be another problem created with K-Mid, and I feel stronger because all of the qualities that I would have had to been taught by a man to become a man, I kind of taught them to myself and went through it, even though it was kind of harder. I feel stronger because I learned those qualities all by myself, on my own. You know, it's really tragic, though. I do have a question about health, but just just to finish up on that subject, it's really tragic the state that the music industry is coming to. I mean, before, when Tupac died, it was tragic, it was a shock, it was controversial. Now it's really ridiculous. 3 rappers dead within a period of 3 or 4 years is really ridiculous.
3, yes.
And it's getting to where, I mean, what am I going to do now if I want to go to a Snoop concert and I'm scared because I think somebody might be after Snoop, or I want to go to a Junior Mafia concert because I'm scared somebody might be after one of them. You know, I mean, it's getting to where it's not fun anymore. It's ducking and dodging and looking over your shoulder, and it's a classic case of how what you say on your records can become reality. I mean, there's a saying, what you wish for, you
Be
might
careful
just
what
get
you
it.
wish for.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all these rappers need to learn that. I mean, it's cool to talk about reality, but when you put yourself out there, when you do these things, and I mean, it's just like rappers who talk about living a luxurious life. They talk about that even though they might not have it, because
Even
they're
though
wishing it's going to happen.
Even though they're broke.
Yeah, but yeah.
Or nearly broke.
So if you're talking about killing or being killed, watch out, because I mean, you just got to watch yourself, you know, and that's a big issue about health.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think anyone deserves to die. I don't think it's any of our place. That's God's, role to judge us. It's not our role to decide who lives and dies. But at the same time, I feel you, Andre, because this is something I'm always nagging and harping on. If you listen to Street Science, artist responsibility. We do have a responsibility, and this is not just in hip-hop. It's in film, and it's on television, and it's, in advertising, especially in advertising. We got to look at the messages we're putting out there. What we are saying is acceptable. What we are saying is not acceptable. What we are making normal. This is not a black thing. This is an American problem. We are addicted to violence. We have created an environment in which this is considered a solution. And then I shot him and lived happily ever after. We have to really look at that. And I think, you're bringing that out, and it's important.
And one last thing on that, no respect goes out to the broad media, except for the Beat, of course. This morning on KNX, they tried to make it again a Tupac thing. They had to mention that.
But they don't have the
happened
facts.
to be Notorious Big is a rival of late rapper Tupac Shakur, which didn't need to be mentioned, because once you pass this plane of living, all of your worldly problems don't matter anymore. They're bringing up how him and Tupac had problems. They're bringing up his past drug affiliations, whether those be true or not. They're bringing up all kind of stuff which doesn't even matter.
Well, the reality is, besides that, it's rumor and speculation at this point. Yes. Tupac and Biggie had beef on record. You know what I mean? But I feel that it's irresponsible to just go on and, and take actions based on rumor and speculation. If you don't have the facts, you need to just check yourself or go hire a private eye, like a caller earlier suggested, and find out what really happened. Don't just talk out the side of your neck.
Well, I had a problem about pork. A question about pork. I hear a lot of brothers, especially brothers of the...
Gummy bears! Gummy bears!
No, not gummy bears.
Gummy bears, and I love gummy bears, but gummy bears are pork.
The biggest shock to me,
Piggy
somebody
bears.
told me Doritos have pork in them.
Understand what it is, don't buy it. And learn what it is first, and what you'll find out will make you glad you didn't buy it. And that's basically what I can tell you, because there are so many different additives in food, and they're things.
Adulterated foods. It's like, really drives the point home.
The truth is the truth.
But that there is that cliche, if you can't read it, don't eat it. And there's a lot to that.
That's because there are, if you look at the average prepackaged food, that much in something, ask yourself a question. Now, was all this in here when it was first grown? And you find out that it wasn't. You look at rice-a-roni and different kinds of prepackaged things, and here half of the box deals with the ingredients.
I have a question about wine. I'm hearing these studies on TV about how wine supposedly red wine reduces your risk
of heart attack.
Right. Is that true? Is that totally true?
Guess what? Red grape juice will do the same thing without the alcohol.
Is that right?
Yes.
So the scientific studies are showing this. There for you. We need you to be there for us. And we're kind of doing a mixed bag on Street Science today, dedicating the show to the Notorious Big and talking about choosing life instead of death. Our topic today, health. And we're trying to work this all in together. But again, once again, I want to send my condolences to the family of the Notorious B.I.G, the family, the friends, and ask all of us to come together and pray for peace, positivity, keep it in the positive. Dr. Nathan Rabb is with us.